Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Now, just for this isn't a top 10 ultimate win in law, decree, no argument, debate, blah blah blah. This is just 10 really awesome songs that get the blood pumping, get the boiling blood, and get you into the state of the game, you could say. Now, I do have a little notepad here, because I tried to make sure I got the proper titles. One I couldn't really find an actual title for, and that's probably with good reason. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's get this show on the road. First, we have Shadow Colossus with Demise of the Ritual. This is the final theme that plays during the final Colossus. Now, I don't know how a lot of people responded to the ending events of Shadow Colossus, but, you know, I just was awestruck after Agro basically fell to his, what at the time would seem like his ultimate death, and debatable whether he would later die because the kind of injury he sustained from his fall is usually not something horses can recover from. But, you know, at the time, the player would be under the impression that Agro is dead, and he gave his life to save you, and you just walk up depressed and sad and just awestruck at what just happened, and you see this giant towering creature, and then all of a sudden it's just giant flare of light coming straight at you, and just and you just get awestruck by what's going on. The song that plays, Demise of the Ritual, is a very moody and depressing sounding song, which is probably the least action-y song, but it's so fitting towards what's happening in this fight. It really is probably one of the more moody songs that make me really get into the fight. Because usually, like, I'll get in a little, actually, you know, yeah, I'll save that for, well, actually, I'd just skip to that one right now. Next, Dragon Quest III Heroes Challenge is an excellent example of what I'm referring to. I like a lot of Dragon Quest games. I like a lot of Dragon Quest music. But to be honest, Dragon Quest III's boss music compared to almost every other boss music in the series is a complete difference, since most Dragon Quest final boss music is very moody in the way of Shadow Colossus, and really in turn-based RPGs that doesn't really get me into the situation. Like, I really like the Dragon Lord's Force theme, but a lot of the other Dragon Quest bosses, I don't hate the themes, but they don't really get me like for the battle. But Dragon Quest III Heroes Challenge is a very upbeat theme that really gets you into the mood. You know, the hero's father had just died. He spent all his life basically trying to take on this great evil while his son grew up and then continued to follow in his tracks, only to find at the end of his quest to carry on his quest to finish off what he started. Probably one of my favorite old themes. Now, something more very, very new is Xenoblade, the God-Slaying Sword. This theme is awesome. It's also a final boss theme for Xenoblade, and it just starts off perfectly. After just what happened in the cutscenes, the song starts off very light and very opera-ish. But it only gets to a point where it picks up and the beat really gets going. But it has a very opera-ish touch to it too, and I really like that. It has a little moody opera to it. It's really, really good and fitting for the fight. And, you know, Xenoblade, excellent game. Go buy it, damn it. Moving on. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Perverted, or the Pervert. I've seen it as Pervert and Perverted, so that varies. This is the theme of the Lacave, who are the demons that exist inside the Zodiac Stones. I remember the very first Lacave, the crooked the crooked church guy you meet early on in the game. Damn, that was a fucking mind-blowing kind of moment. Because, you know, that was probably one of the more really dark games I played as a younger kid. Probably, let's see, how old was I when Tactics came out? Now, I mean, I wasn't, like, young, but I wasn't, like, very young teenager-ish. But, I just remember how the first Lacave just was so disturbing. The Defile was, ugh. I mean, he had a fucking mouth for a stomach. It's just, ugh. And his kind of powers were fucked up with instant death and shit, and poison, and confusion, and ugh. It's a very fitting song for the circumstances of what happens. I mean, these things are disturbing, horrifying monsters, and whew. Going on, probably one of the most oldest songs on here, Willie. Sweet Home. Now, this song did not have a title, so I decided to refer to it as Lady Mimia, which is the ghost spirit of Sweet Home. She is the final boss in the game, and her theme is a really upbeat theme for an NES game. I mean, it's, well, okay, well, we phrase that. A lot of NES game themes are very upbeat, but considering it was a very survival horror atmosphere, it's very upbeat in a way, but it's also very creepy, but it really gets your blood boiling for what's happening. You know, you're going through this kind of weird dimensional space, fighting off the most strongest shit in the game, walking your way to this mother. See, basically her spirit's like confused at what the fuck's going on, like, because of what she accidentally done. She went like crazy. Basically, you spend the fight really trying to convince her of what happened in realization to get all these events to fucking stop while fighting on. It's really good music, to be honest. I actually also really like the original battle theme in Sweet Home too. That one's a good one too. But now, here's one probably nobody should be surprised. Lufia 2 Battle 3. Now, the Battle 3 is also referred to as the Sinistrals theme, which is the theme that plays when you fight any of the Sinistrals. This theme's just no real introduction if you know anything about Lufia. This theme is just awesome. It's carried on through most of the series. It really gets your pump boiling for the event that's going to happen. It's really a very well done song. And I love many of the orchestrated remixes of it. And the DS versions of many of the songs from Lufia 2 are also really good too. Awesome stuff to look up though. Now, here's a song I could not stop listening to when it came out. Neal, Shadow Lord. The Shadow Lord song is, it was played in some trailers and some of the advertisement videos, but it's a theme that plays in the ending fight, and it's really a mix of a lot of emotions, and I think the song itself like describes the entire variety of emotions Neal conflicts with and then evolves. I mean, if you watched a lot of my videos, you've probably known that I've mentioned Neal multiple times. It's a really very emotional game, and still remains probably one of the few more modern games to really touch me into really liking a lot of the cast members instead of thinking they're a bunch of stock bastards that I shouldn't really give a shit about. Kind of like the Killers and Lufia, the Wounds of War. Oh. That game's... Oh, I found something weird about that. But actually, no, maybe I'll share that with my Let's Play, though. Not exactly the proper time for that. Now, I did get, I did those. Now, here's one. And also, just to point out, I am trying to not really throw in a lot of the obvious kind of choices. I did want to try and, kind of split off. That's one reason I didn't really want to, make that top. Because not necessarily I was afraid I would pick all songs that tons of people would pick. But, I wanted some freedom to kind of pick some kind of normal, no-knowns or lesser-known stuff. Then it's just really hard to make a giant list and go in this battle idea. It's like, okay, you lose that one. But, next, we have Half Minute Hero, the main theme. The main theme is, the main theme. It was used in almost all the freaking advertisement for both the first and second game. But it plays during the very absolute final confrontation with the ultimate evil in the game in Hero 300 mode. And it just really gets your blood pumping after what just happened, You just got to the Ultimate Lord, defeated the Ultimate Lord, and then the dude who was summoning all these lords and shit and teaching a spell to destroy the world absorbs the Ultimate Lord and becomes an even more powerful lord, slaps you out of the castle, leaving you for dead, but then your former dragon ally you met far, far long ago comes to save you, and it's finally the final ultimate challenge: save the world in less than a half a minute. Well, actually, it depends on how much time you end up with, but you get the point. Okay, probably the most obvious thing to be on here is Final Fantasy IV, the 4 Elemental Fiends. If you're surprised to see that, then you don't watch a lot of my videos. I love Final Fantasy IV. It's definitely one of my favorite Final Fantasies. And who could really possibly hate the 4 Elemental Fiends thing? It really just puts a real good battle in together. And I'm just so happy that it got used a lot and that they carried it on into the after years to be used too. It's just an awesome song. And I don't know, it's just so freaking awesome. I just love the beat to it. Now, I'm pretty sure I went through everything on the first, second page. Yeah, I'm kind of going way out over here and there, flipping around, yeah. So, final theme here, I would like to mention that gets your blood pumping for war, for battle, and to throw in all your chips and power and energy to defeat whatever the freaking hell is in front of you, challenging you. The ultimate good in the world. We enter Historia's The Red Locust. I mentioned in a video, with one of my previous videos, about emotional scenes that 2K Games said that until we reach photorealism looking games, that we could never achieve really emotional video games. Well, one of the games I put on that list was Way Into Historia, because its ending sequence was just so touching in how it was handled. And the Red Locust theme, though it's not the first time the Red Locust theme plays, it's probably the best moment in the game. The song is properly used, to be honest. And the scene is just so awesome with that song, and the song itself is just so awesome. Ironically, though, the scene I'm referring to, though, doesn't happen in the actual battle, and is actually at the end of the true, it's in the true ending. Though it, like I said, does play at different points in the game. But it's a very nice piece, but I do really think it goes the most well with the actual ending part of the true ending. Now, if I do this video properly, I will have, links during each of these, so you can click and go listen to the song if you're interested in listening to it. I hope you will interested in the 10 songs that I chose that get your blood rolling for war and you're ready to smack down everything you can into, well, whatever the hell you're fighting. I did spend a little time debating and thinking about that one, but not like an insane amount of time. It was a bit tricky to come up with some good choices, and I had to sacrifice a few good choices. And like I said, I also wanted to try and pick a few less likely things that some people would either know or maybe have chosen. Again, I'd like to re-illustrate, though. This isn't a top 10. These are the best, ultimate, the best. Nobody can be better than these songs. You suck. Okay. But, yeah. Overall, those are some of my favorite kind of battle songs that really make me feel into combat. That I hope you enjoy them. If you have any you personally would like to share or want to comment on any of the choices, feel free to leave a comment. And I hope to see you next time